Thanks, Chris. Minute past the hour now, and first this morning, new police lapel camera video here from an 8-hour-long SWAT standoff that shut down an entire Albuquerque neighborhood. This led to the arrest of 2 suspects who are still in jail this morning. In late July, officers chased suspected carjackers Alicia Lopez and Martin Duran. Police say they were in a stolen SUV that they took from an 81-year-old the day before. The chase ended at a tire shop near Louisiana and Zuni, and Lopez surrendered after officers used flashbangs, but Duran would not give up. Police called him more than 400 times and eventually found him hiding out in an upper-level loft area.
He's coming down! He's coming down!
Duran was arrested after 8 hours. Nobody was hurt. Police say they did not find a gun on either person, but they admit there were a lot of places to possibly hide a weapon in that shop.
We turn now to this. A formal debate on Albuquerque's plan for a rapid transit corridor takes a different turn. The bus transit debate was held at UNM's law school. Supporter Paul Silverman and skeptic Paul Gessing, they were supposed to debate the bus system that would run along Central. Silverman was not able to make it, but that did not stop the conversation.
With all of the things going on in the city of Albuquerque right now, there are so many other needs that have a higher priority.
The city is seeking $80 million in federal funding and plans on spending around $20 million of its own for the project. Construction could start as soon as February.
Just a year ago, the state was in such a bad drought that campers were forbidden to have an open fire.
And with Labor Day weekend upon us, we wanted to know how all the recent rain has affected state parks. News 13's Catherine Rizzo made a few calls. She's here with all the details. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Crystal. Now, this year's rain has been the lifeline for New Mexico State Park enthusiasts. With all the moisture, river and lake levels around the state are up. Now, that's helped keep state parks across New Mexico stay green, too. It's why for the first time in several years, campers won't be left in the dark this Labor Day weekend.
Restrictions on fire have been lifted, so all campgrounds are allowing campfires this year at our state parks.
Representatives with New Mexico State Parks say the state's recent drought and heavy fire danger forced them to restrict visitors from having a summertime favorite, campfires. But all that's changed. Summer rains this year were enough to relieve much of the state from severe drought and lessen it for the rest. State parks say the rain also helped to boost attendance.
So Elephant Butte has 65 campsites, Navajo has 100 campsites, and all are booked on our online reservation system. They don't have any campsites available for this Labor Day weekend.
Cordova says despite some parks already booked to capacity, there are some that have some campsites on a first-come, first-served basis. Now, out of 643 campsites the state park has available, there are only 18 available right now. Back to you.
Very helpful information. Thanks so much, Catherine. Now, state park officials say it's teaming up with New Mexico Tourism to entice residents to vacation, or rather staycation, here in the land of enchantment. They even have a video contest people can enter to win a number of prizes. We have those details on our website and also on our KRQE News app.
Developing right now in the presidential race, Vice President Joe Biden says he's still trying to figure out if he has the emotional energy to run for the White House in the coming year following the death of his son. Biden made those comments yesterday. The same day, a former aide to Hillary Clinton was grilled by a House panel about the Benghazi attack and Clinton's use of a private email server. Another Clinton aide who helped to set up that server has declined to answer questions from the committee.
We turn out to this, a warning for Roswell residents this morning from police. Police say they're dealing with several reports of someone claiming to be from Cable One, promising to save residents money. Investigators say this guy does not work for the company. Police in Cable One say they will also drive marked company vehicles and wear uniforms. They also say they usually call ahead before showing up. Keep that in mind.
Today, city employees will be out again working on the second phase of an It's a Better Way program. They're not only offering panhandler work, they're also giving them rides. The first phase of the program, it asks drivers to donate money to shelters instead of putting it directly into the hands of the homeless. The next phase includes a van cruising around panhandler hotspots to see who will take them up on an offer for work. Yesterday, 7 of the 14 panhandlers accepted to work like picking up trash and pulling weeds. The city paid them $9 an hour.
The way I look at it is to step in a door in the right direction instead of sitting out here being embarrassed.
The budget for the program is nearly $50,000 and it will run every Tuesday and Thursday.
The family of a hiker found dead in the San Diaz is remembering him by helping others this morning. 40-year-old Brian Conkling was a longtime firefighter and paramedic for Santa Fe County. His dad says he always wanted to set up a foundation for emergency workers who suffer from PTSD after responding to tragic scenes. Now, Conkling's friends and family, they've set up a foundation called Healing the Healer's Heart. For information on donating, go to our website, KRQE.com.
607, a welcome sight. Residents say crews have cleaned up the Bosque off of Highway 550. Take a look at this area. Several weeks back, it was littered with trash, bottles, bags, clothing, you name it. Rio Rancho resident Rob Vitek brought it to our attention, and we took his concerns to the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District. Now, this is what the area looks like today. Vitek says he's thrilled to see the Bosque a clean and safe place to recreate again. He also says he spoke with law enforcement in charge of patrolling the area, and he told them that they'd be keeping an eye on the area more often.
It's now 6:07. Take a look at this. A back-to-school brawl is the reason several high school students in Texas are in big trouble this morning. You can see 4 students jumping on one girl there, while a boy dances right in the middle of it. Eventually, school officers and teachers, they were able to break up this fight. The students were all disciplined, but officials have not said what started the brawl. Students and parents say they are not actually surprised that the fight happened, but say this fight is even more upsetting because it's so early in the school year.
No, it's not something to take lightly either. You know, want to be serious about
And
things
clearly,
like
the boy in the middle dancing was taking it rather lightly.
Yeah, agreed.
We start with news happening today as a sister of the 9-year-old boy allegedly kicked to death by his mother is expected to testify in the trial of her stepfather.
In fact, in just hours, day 3 of the Stephen Casaus trial is scheduled to begin. Casaus is charged in the boy's child abuse death because prosecutors argue he allowed it to happen. The girl set to testify today will not be in the room with her stepfather. Instead, Casaus will watch her testimony from another courtroom. Yesterday, the defense showed pictures the girl, now 7 years old, has been drawing, pointing out that they show Cynthia Varela Casaus, Omari's mother, beating him. They also say the only picture that included Stephen Casaus was drawn the day the young girl met with prosecuting attorneys. Today's testimony will come on the heels of tearful testimony yesterday from Omari's aunt, who is now caring for Omari's younger sister and brother. She says they're always asking about him.
Can't we just unbury him? Can't they fix him?
Yesterday, the prosecution read letters from Omari's mother that she wrote in jail. She recanted her confession about kicking Omari and put the blame on her husband, saying she wasn't going to hide for him anymore. Casaus' attorney says he will likely not take the stand.
The defense also tried to blame Omari's past injuries on roughhousing or falls on the playground, but one medical expert quickly rebutted that.
He had more pattern markings on him than I've ever seen in my career.
Prosecutors went on to show graphic photographs of Omari's body after he died. The one right there, she pointed out a list of injuries that she discovered. During cross-examination, she admitted there was no way to determine who inflicted the injuries, though. And remember, stay with KRQE News 13 for continuing coverage of the Stephen Casaus trial. You can watch day 3 of the trial live on KRQE.com or on our KRQE News app. We turn now to this developing story this morning. Police believe a New Mexico mom and her sick child may not be in Texas as they first thought. An Amber Alert was issued this week after Katrina Bryant failed to appear at a court hearing after losing custody of her son, Kingston Rodriguez. Police say he needs immediate medical attention. They've also released new pictures of the two, as well as the Jeep Liberty they are believed to be in. Police now believe they could be in Oregon or Washington State.
Time is 6:33. A Sacramento college student is dead this morning after police say a fight broke out and led to gunfire. The gunman still on the loose. Officials say that fight happened yesterday in a parking lot at Sacramento City College. Authorities believe 2 men got into a fight with the three of them, one pulling out a gun, the other a knife, and that's when shots were fired. One person was pronounced dead on scene. Police say 2 of the victims were related, but they have not released any names. All 3 were students at the school. And happening today, a California judge could rule whether a man accused of shooting a woman on the San Francisco pier will stand trial for murder. Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez is accused of shooting and killing Kate Steinle. Lopez Sanchez was in the U.S. illegally at the time, sparking a national immigration debate on so-called sanctuary cities. During the preliminary hearing yesterday, the judge decided not to throw out Lopez Sanchez's confession. Steinle's family has taken legal action against the sheriff's office for not informing ICE about Lopez Sanchez when he committed other crimes before the shooting.
We turn now to news distant to our newsroom. The clerk's office in Rowan County is back open this morning. Deputies have already issued the first marriage license to same-sex couples. But County Clerk Kim Davis' signature is pre-printed on the paperwork because she remains in jail today. A federal judge ruled she was in contempt of court for ignoring multiple court orders to issue marriage licenses to gay couples. The judge had given Davis 2 chances to cooperate. The judge ruled Davis will remain in jail until she complies with his ruling.
In Albuquerque, the man who attacked at an apartment complex has died. Police say 30-year-old Devin Wallace stabbed to death Desneonta Fuqua. It happened at the Casa Bonita apartments near Carlisle and Montgomery on Thursday morning. Police say the attack was so gruesome it was hard to tell how the man was killed. Police are still looking for Wallace. They have not revealed a motive in the death.
And this morning, state police continued their investigation into a break-in at the Lincoln County Courthouse. They're looking for a vintage gun that disappeared. It happened around 5 yesterday morning. Police say the thief broke in through a window and stole a 1921 Thompson submachine gun from the lawman's exhibit inside that building. The gun is operational and it's a fully automatic weapon. The Lincoln County Courthouse is one of several properties that make up the Lincoln Historic Site.
A Facebook meme poking fun at the Roswell school shooting has a lot of people upset as we begin the day. Some are even calling it cruel. The picture has the caption Barindo Middle School supply list, and it shows normal school supplies and a bulletproof vest. This appeared on a Facebook page called Roasting Roswell. Parents of students that go to Barindo didn't see the humor in a school shooting, and neither does the Roswell superintendent, Tom Burris, who says the joke is in very poor taste.
To have somebody post something like that is offensive, it's irresponsible, cold and calloused. I don't understand why somebody would want to do something like that.
One person commented on the picture saying, "Those thinking this is funny were obviously not the ones on the outside praying for their children, family, and friends were safe." The people behind the page fired back saying, "This is Roasting Roswell. If you can't handle the roasts, you're on the wrong page."
We turn out to this. Neighbors are fed up and speaking out after a speeder crashed his van into an Albuquerque home this week. People living in the area say the street near Edith and 2nd Street seems more like a drag strip. The speed limit there is 15 miles per hour, but we clocked a driver going almost 40. Neighbors say they plan to start a petition to bring speed bumps to that area.
We can't even take a walk sometimes in the evening because of the traffic. You know, the cars are coming here so fast.
Deputies believe the driver was drunk and high on mushrooms during that crash.
New on this Friday morning, you now have an easier drive through Coors and I40. Repaving near the busy interchange, almost finished now. According to CDOT, road striping is scheduled to be completed this week. Also, all work, including landscaping, should be finished by the end of the month. That is earlier than the original scheduled completion date of next month, October.
Take a look at this shocking new video this morning. It shows an attack on a teen girl near New Orleans. Behind the camera, other teens who police say came to her job to assault her. You can see she is pulled through the drive-through window there, punched several times. Police say 4 girls are behind the attack, all ranging in ages from 16 to 18. 3 remain in jail this morning while the final suspect is out on a $10,000 bond. That is terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.